All right, so today we're going to go through and we're going to basically turn over this whole little corner right here. You'll notice down in the lower corner there that it's just a little bit lower, and so I'm just basically going to turn over all of this and throw it down there at the bottom, fill that in, and use this top part to make it a whole little grow session. You can look through this whole video. It's basically just me working, of course, but you'll see the process is just take it slow. I watered it down first to get a little, fluid running through it, so it's a little easier to shovel than hard dirt. But there was a lot of rocks in here, so I took a lot of rocks out of here. There was a big chunk of concrete in the middle of it that I took out and busted up, and I used all of that stuff to make a border, basically, to separate it out. And this is part of my why mow when you can grow. So looking at all the different places in my lawn and where the sun shines and doesn't, and this is obviously a shady area, but it does get direct sunlight for half of the day. So I'm going to put some things in here. I don't know what yet, but definitely some melons, that kind of stuff, maybe some lettuce, and of course underneath this dirt, guess what there is? There's more dirt. So what I'll do is, right here you can see where I'm taking out these rocks. There was just a bunch of them sitting in there, like that whole black bucket right there. I filled that whole thing up with rocks just in this little, 8 by 12 area, if that. No, I guess it's 16 by 8 because there's 2 sections of fence there and then 1 section, so 16 by 8, which is a pretty good little chunk for growing stuff. So the good news is it's less to mow. Look at a big chunk of concrete I just pulled out of there. I mean, I'm a monster. So then I got my hammer, beat it up, broke it down into manageable sizes, and then I just set it down there at the bottom because I'm going to be filling that in, and that's just about the right size because I'm going to fill it up that much. So basically just peeling back all of that topsoil, if you will, and I'm turning it to where the grass is facing on top of the grass, so the dirt's sticking up, and it basically just mulches itself back in. Of course it does offer some seeds, but I'll be managing that for the next week, basically just pulling up what needs to be pulled up, etc., and then moving forward with what I'm planting, getting the soil ready. I may even do some stuff like throw some mulch in here and that kind of thing, little topsoil. Here's just a different angle. You see my little make-to shed over there. It's a little lean-to just covering up the lawnmower and different things, but with this, it lets me basically just take my time. I did basically a section at a time. I did that little bit. I went in. I think it took me a couple days to do this just because I don't want to hurt myself, and there's no rush, right? So just baby steps. I did the one corner as I showed before, and then now I'm just doing this one right here. And notice how I'm just throwing it down in there, and then later what I'll do is I'll get down in that little corner and start making sure that there's no grass sticking up. It's just mud and dirt. Every time I went to the camera, of course, I took a break. I turned it off, got some coffee, turned on the water hose, wet it down a little bit more, those kind of things. But the thing I like about this is it's a simple solution, gives you more growing area and less mowing area. And my mower is a mulch mower, so I'm not have to worry about grass discharge blowing everywhere or whatever. I'm just mulching it right back into the ground, so it makes it handy for these things. So stay tuned. What I'm going to do is just go ahead and fast forward through this or listen to the little music that's from my song Don't Waste Your Time. It's just the track for it, if you will. And then so there you can tell it's either a different day or later in the day. And again, just get my line from that front post all the way down to the other post, and just going through here slowly but surely. I would suggest wearing gloves for this. I didn't, and that's why I would suggest wearing them, because I found out the hard way that this is why I'm not a laborer. I am a laborer, by the way, but anyway, I hope you enjoy. There's a couple bad hair days in this, as you can see. I don't even think I have my teeth in for it, which is the beautiful thing about the garden. It doesn't care what you look like, what you smell like. All it cares is that you're giving it some love. So get you some love, get you some veggies, and get them planted, man. Just let the Lord do the work. There's a verse on that. You should look it up where I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. I should find it, but it's about where he says you plant the seed and the Lord grows it. So again, faith-based. I put the seed in the ground, and here's the other reason why I do all these different things. So the Lord made it this way: dig up the ground, plant the seed, have faith that it's going to grow, water it, etc. Now, some of these things, I've got the aquaponic system where, it's the same situation, but it's a controlled environment. And then this is just, I find, man, nature, the way God made it is just the way to grow stuff. Now, I do lose a lot of things from time to time, just because the heat, bugs, birds, squirrels, whatever the case may be. But anyway, the good news is you can just do a little corner. You can do multiple corners. You can do the whole side. I could have taken that down and just done all the way across, because it gets more sunshine up there where that tarp is. But anyway, I appreciate you tuning in. I hope you like it. Share, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Tell your friends about it. Hey, man, watch this Redneck work. Yep, there you go. All right, know I love you dearly, and Jesus loves you more. Over and out. Check 1275. So here's that little section I did, and then I used all the rocks that I found right here. I just made as an edge. That's how many rocks were in this little bit right here. And that big old concrete thing was buried down in there. But anyway, it's now a nice little place to grow, and I don't have to mow. How awesome is that? Thank you, Lord.